Before we left, the sergeant major and the colonel and I made plans for memorial services. What would we do when, not if, but when casualties would occur. So we had the format all ironed out before we go. The only thing that we didn't know is who were the names going to be. The months in preparing for that combat tour, it was always in the back of my mind is, when I'm talking with this person, is this one of the names? At the very beginning, we were hit hard. We began to have casualties on our second day, and it was nonstop, 20 hours a day. As a chaplain, my responsibilities was to take care of the morale of the unit, to monitor it and try to encourage them. And my primary duties were to work at the stress trauma platoon tent where they brought all the casualties, the injured and the dying and the dead Marines, giving them maybe a sip of water, brushing their head, holding their hands. And I actually, during that time, I just shoved everything down and really never dealt with it. And when I came back from war for 6 years, I was kind of managing and suppressing everything and able to somehow make it through the days. Everybody around me told me that I had PTSD, but I didn't recognize it in myself until about 6 years after, almost to the day. It just like the switch went from 0 to 100 for my PTSD symptoms. I started having nightmares and flashbacks and paranoia and panic attacks and hypervigilant 24/7. I'd go 5 to 7 days every week without sleeping, dreading to go to sleep. The biggest turnaround for me was when I joined the tryout for the Team Navy Coast Guard. And at first, it was very difficult to be around the sailors that are here because the majority of them have amputees, have serious injuries. You look at me, you don't see any injury. Mine's an invisible injury. And it was a trigger, reminding me of all the things I saw in Iraq. It was very difficult for me to be around them. But as I came to additional camp, their sense of joy, their sense of humor, their sense of loving life was just so contagious. And they have made all the difference in my life. It's kind of ironic, the same kind of injuries that have caused me to have PTSD are the answer for me to recover from the PTSD.